past weekend, there was yet another horrific hit and run, this one in downtown Minneapolis. Latalia Margali drove her SUV directly into a crowd of people, killing 16-year-old Demaya Broom and injuring several other people. Demaya had her entire life ahead of her. She loved drawing and painting, especially cartoon characters. She loved helping people. Her mother told reporters that anyone that was helpless, she wanted to help them. As you undoubtedly know from reports, shortly after midnight Saturday, there was a verbal argument in downtown Minneapolis that escalated into a physical altercation. Ms. Margali left this fight, made a threat, went to her SUV, backed it up, made a hard right turn, and then accelerated towards the fight and surrounding crowd at 5th and Hennepin. Ms. Margali drove directly into the crowd of people without braking, struck numerous people, including Demaya. Ms. Margali then fled the scene. Police located Ms. Margali's SUV shortly after, with help from a witness who followed her. This case is still under investigation, and we will refrain from further comment, but the investigation is at a point where we feel confident in charging Ms. Margali with intentional second-degree murder, which involves the intent to kill another person without premeditation, and 5 counts of second-degree assault with a dangerous weapon, the car. I know that no outcome in this case will ever bring Demaya back. I promise her family, however, that we will seek accountability for her death in a way that protects our community from further dangerous behavior. Egregious. I mean, it's very clear from the video that she drove directly into a crowd of people, many of whom had their back to her and some of whom were on the ground. So second-degree murder, intentional murder, means that a person had the intent. In other words, in this particular case, we have charged that she intended to use her vehicle to kill the people that she ran into and over. And so before people get into cars, before they look, when they're in their car, don't look at your cell phone. We've had criminal vehicular homicide cases where people have been on Facebook Live looking at their cell phones. You see it all the time when you're driving around. Don't take that risk, because in that number of seconds, you can ruin your life by taking another's.
And we know Demaya Broom's funeral is planned for next week in Brooklyn Park. Now, for the rest of today, I'm going to be digging into these charges. I'll bring you a full report in the 4. And more breaking news now. We just heard from the Washington County Sheriff's Office after police found and arrested this man, Trevor Joseph Wunderlich. This happened just hours after a 68-year-old woman was found assaulted and killed north of the Twin Cities. Now, here's what the sheriff had to say in just the last 30 minutes.
The suspect is related to the victim, and right now the Ramsey County Medical Examiner is making sure that it's a positive ID. It was great teamwork. I mean, all together. The first call came in about 5:55 last night of a medical unknown situation. Our deputies got here, tased the suspect. The suspect fled the scene, and as you can see, it's expansive out here. But our teamwork with all of our law enforcement partners, our team, we locked this area down very well last night and continued our searching. Matter of fact, the suspect was found just less than 3 miles away from here, hunkered down, and one of the residents found him and called the sheriff's office in a trailer on the property. So we got a call from the victim actually about an unknown medical. Not a lot of information there, but it got the deputies here. They went up, looked through the door, saw the suspect. He was actually physically assaulting the victim at that point. They made entrance, told him to stop. At that point, they ended up tasering him. However, he continued to to struggle and go out down through the basement and out the back door. There had been a previous protective order that I understand, and that was lifted some time ago. But they were back living together. We've had many contacts with him in the family over the past years. Yes.
Now, WCCO's Jonah Kaplan conducted that interview just a half an hour ago. He is following this story today and will bring you a full report in this evening's newscasts. You've been watching breaking news here on the Live Desk. I'm Maria Lizignoli. We'll be right back.